Hello everyone and welcome to this presentation. My name is Palash Singh Tomar and my enrollment number is this. Today we are going to deep dive into foundational pillars of operating system security, access control models. We will be exploring how operating system manage permission, security, sensitive data and balance user flexibility with rigid security frameworks. Especially we will break down three major models: DAC, MAC and RBAC. DAC stands for discretionary access model, MAC stands for mandatory access model, and RBAC stands for role based access model. Before we look at specific models, let's understand why access model control matters at OS level. Access control is fundamental security mechanism designed to protect that what we call CIA triad confidentiality, integrity and availability of resources. It ensures that only authorized process and user can interact with object OS like files, directories, memory segments and device. By doing this, it prevents malware execution, data breaches and unauthorized system modification. In typical OS, every resource has a specific owner who has total control, who is guaranteed denied read, write, execute permission. In practice, this is commonly managed access via access control list or ACL list and file permissions such as chmod in Linux, Unix or NFTs permission in Windows. So, what is DAC model? DAC model is an access control model that gives owner of a OS resource like folder or file of discretion of control access to the resource for other users or groups. This means that the data owner has complete control over who can write, read or execute their files independent of central administration. For example, if the if a user creates a document containing project notes, they can use a DAC model via permission like chmod in Unix or Linux or Unix, security properties in Windows, to grant these permissions access to specific team members while completely blocking everyone else on the operating system. Access control in OS for DAC is a fundamental security mechanism or in operating system designed to protect confidentiality, integrity, and availability CI triad of a system resource. It ensures that only authorized process and user can interact with OS objects like files, directories, memory segments, and devices. Prevent malware execution, branch data, authorized modification. How it works? Every resource file folder has a specific owner. The owner has total control, whoever granted or denied access permission for reading, writing, and executing. OS implementation is controlled in a chmod like a chmod in Linux and Unix. DAC model components. The DAC model consists of main components subject, object, and access rights. Subject refers to user or groups or process attempting to access resource within the operating system. Object refers to the system resources themselves, such as files, directories, device, or memory segments. Access rights refers to specific permission, read, write, execute, granted by object's owner to the subject. For example, on Linux system, a software developer acts as a subject who owns specific script. They can configure the access rights to give themselves full read, write, execute permission, to give their development group read and execute permission, and deny all access rights to everyone else on the system. Advantages of DAC model. There are several advantages of using DAC model in operating system. Firstly, it provides highly flexibility by allowing individual resource owner to instantly manage permission without waiting for central administrator approval. Secondly, it allows for decentralized control, which minimizes the management burden on the system administrator since user handle their own file system. Finally, it is easy to implement and standard across modern operating system, allowing user to quickly set granular permission read, write, execute for a specific collaborator. This model is significant in OS as it balances user autonomy with fundamental resource protection. It provides an initiative customizable approach of file security which allows everyday user to safeguard their own files and applications from unauthorized access by user on the same system. Now, let's pivot to the completely different philosophy, mandatory access control or MAC. In stark contrast to DAC, the MAC model is highly strict framework where the operating system kernel itself enforces all access decision. It does this basically on standard levels assigned to both subject and object. Here standard user have no direction. They can only alter permission. Access is determined entirely by whether a subject clearance level matches the object classification level. And because it is so rigid, the MSc model is commonly utilized in government, military and high security enterprises environments where the data integrity and confidentiality are very critical. By implementing MSc at OS level using frameworks like SEU Linux and AppArmor, organization can guarantee that sensitive resources remain protected even if local user account is compromised. So how does the MSc model ensure security in operating system? So how does it relies on two core pillars. First, it enforces strict centrally managed policies. Standard user cannot bypass or modify this security setting, which effectively stops malware from changing files permissions, gaining unauthorized system wide access escalation. Secondly, it provides high guarantee through data classification. The OS assigns specific security levels such as secret and top secret to the files process. The OS kernel then strictly enforces a no read up or no write down policy based on Bell LaPadula model. This ensures that process can only interact with resource that strictly manage their authorized clearance level. Challenges of implementing MSc model in OS. However, this is extremely security comes with trade-offs. The first challenge is policy complexity. Creating, managing, and debugging strict file system wide rules for every single process and file requires specialized expertise, and a minor misconfiguration can easily break down legitimate application. The second challenge is performance overhead. Because the OS kernel must continuously intercept and system check single system calls against the security policy database. It can degrade overall execution speed. Lastly, there are massive administrative overhead. Since the standard user cannot modify permissions, the system administration must constantly step in and update the security labels whenever operational requirement changes. Let's bring this to our third model, which bridges the gap between flexibility and control. So, RBAC model, this stands for role based access control. Instead of regulating access based on individual user identities, RBAC regulates access based on organizational roles. So it consists of three components: user, role, and permissions. Roles are defined around specific job functions or system responsibilities within an organization. Permission like read, write, execute are mapped directly to these roles, and users are then assigned to the appropriate roles to inherit those permissions. This provides highly scalable approach for enterprise operating system. Instead of manually modifying permissions for hundreds of individual accounts, when a user joins team, and administrator simply assigns the user to different roles, strictly adhering to principle of least privilege. Then the advantages of RBAC. So let's the there are several advantages to using the RBAC model in operating system. First and foremost, the RBAC model improves security by enforcing the principle of least privilege, ensuring that user and system process only have access to specific files and operating system utilizes required of for their functions. This significantly reduces the risk of insider threats and limits the blast radius of compromised user accounts. Second, the RBAC model simplifies system administration by allowing the administrator to manage permission at higher role-based levels, completely eliminating the tedious task of the configuring individual user accounts manually. Third, the RBAC model provides superior scalability and multi-user system environment grows and change. Administrator can easily onboard and offboard user by assigning them to existing system roles without having no modify individual directory or file permissions. Finally, RBAC model simplifies auditing and compliance by providing a clear centralized view of access rights, making it straightforward for system auditors to verify exactly who has access to sensitive OS resource and configuration files. RBAC model implementation. Implementing RBAC model in operating system involves several structural steps. The first step is to define system role based on the operational responsibilities and duties of user within organization such as developer and auditor. Next, system permission like read, write, execute for specific files, directories, and storage are assigned to each role. User are then mapped to these specific role based job functions. Enforcing access control in final step is implementing RBAC model. This involves ensuring that user process can only execute commands and access system files that their active roles authorize. To accomplish this, the user system used in built-in frameworks such as a sudo policy in Linux, role-based access control database in Solaris, or Active Directory group policies in Windows to dynamically restrict access based on the user assigned role getter in individual user. Challenges in RBAC model. While RBAC model provides many benefits, there are also some challenges that organizations face when implementing it at operating system level. One major challenge is role explosion, which occurs when administrators create too many hyper-specific OS roles to accommodate minor user difference, making the system unmanageable. Another challenge is role hierarchy complexity, which deeply nested groups and inherited system permission makes it difficult to trace exactly what files a user can access. Finally, role engineering is a significant hurdle as it requires a through analysis of system binaries, logs, and process to define role that accurately reflect actual workflow requirements without breaking dependencies. To overcome these challenges, a file system administrator use techniques like role consolidation, where redundant system groups are merged, or role mining, where automated auditing tools analyze user behavior to and command histories and discover optimal boundaries for clean roles. Additionally, organizations rely on centralized identity and row and access management IAM solutions and directory services like Microsoft Active Directory or LDAP to manage, visualize, and govern OS roles efficiently across thousands of machines. So now let's compare and conclude what we have learned today. DAC model, MAC model, RBAC model, and the comparison. The DAC, MAC, RBAC models are used across control in operating system. Access control refers to the process of controlling which user or process can access what resources, file directories, devices within OS. Each model has its own unique approach to security access assets. The DAC model is based on idea of owner of object has complete control over who can access it. In operating system, this means an individual user who creates a file can grant or revoke, read, write, execute permission to other users at their own discretion using system mechanism like ALCs. The MAC model is constant to DAC model is role based on hierarchy system of security levels. In OS context, the kernel strictly enforces access by comparing central security levels. Secret, top secret assigned to both process and system resources, preventing normal user or compromised software from altering security settings. The RBAC model is based on the idea of assigning roles to user and then guaranteeing permission based on those roles. Designed to simplify multi-user system administration, the OS maps file and command permissions directly to organizational roles like system admin or developer rather than individual accounts, enabling scalable and structured access management. When comparing these three models, it's important to note that each model has its own strength and weakness. DAC model provides flexibility but can be difficult to manage. MAC model provides high security but can be inflexible. And RBAC model provides ease of management but can be complex to implement. So advantage of DAC model is that it allows for flexibility in access control. The owner can easily modify file permission as needed. However, this model also has some drawbacks. For example, it can difficult to manage access control when there are many individual file owners involved across the system. Additionally, a DAC model does not naturally take into account that other system factors such as organizational job roles and responsibilities. One strength of MSC model is that it provides a high level of security by enforcing mandatory kernel level constraints. However, it can also be inflexible to and difficult to manage. For example, if a user process needs a temporary access to a file at higher level security than its own, it cannot be granted access without permanently changing that. It provides user security clearance. And lastly, the advantage of RBAC model is that it is easy to manage and scale across multi-user operating system. It can also be used to enforce the separation of duties, which is important for system compliance and security purpose. However, this model can also be complex to implement, especially in large enterprises networks with hundred of overlapping system roles and resources permission. Conclusion. Based on analysis, usually RBAC model is recommended for general use. While it can be complex to implement, but it provides good balance health of security and ease of management for most modern enterprises operating system. It strikes the perfect middle ground by offering much stronger security and structural control than DAC without the rigid overwhelming operational restriction that overcome with full MAC implementation. This makes ideal choice for scalable day-to-day multi-user and system administration. So thank you.